It's time to dive beneath the surface and into the minds and hearts of your favorite celebrities and pop culture icons. Welcome to Up and Adam.
Hey guys, what's up? You're watching Up and Adam. My name's Adam Newell. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm the guy bringing you guys all the weekly interviews and recaps from your favorite celebrities and pop culture influencers. But for those of you who do know me, you know that that's not why we're always here, right? Guys, if you haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell because, well, you don't want to miss anything we have coming up. And let me tell you, we have some big things coming up. Guys, I apologize about the voice, but let's jump right in. Okay, guys, so we're back to talk about the Real Housewives of New York season 13, and last night's episode was insane. Okay, so Leah McSweeney was kind of like a dog with a bone. She was not letting Heather Thompson get away with any of her words that she said on the podcast about the other women. And she was making it known. She was going around the table and she was calling out Heather fast. I mean, she was like, listen, you need to address all of these things that you've said and why you said them. Now, she wasn't done there. It was almost like she wouldn't let Heather get a word in edgewise, and she was constantly going after her. She wasn't the only person she was going after, though. Leah was holding Ramona accountable because, well, Ramona claims that in the social groups that she runs in these different social settings, she doesn't use some of these more provocative words like see you next Tuesday, all kinds of things. I don't have to go down the list. You watch the episode. If you didn't, use your imagination or go watch it. I kind of understand. Listen, I'm not one to use those words usually ever, really never. I never use those words. But the point is, if I'm around people who's using them, I'm not going to be like, oh, I can't hear this. Like, I can't be around you. This is not how my friends act. I'm just like, you do you. That's your thing, whatever. At the end of the day, Ramona does not have a say in whether or not Leah gets to stick around on the Real Housewives of New York. And she can't tell Leah how to talk or act. It's just not her place. Heather Thompson did address, though, why she ended up leaving the house, the physical altercation, the assault that she's claiming that happened, and if she will ever return. Now, she's not the only person, a part of the cast, who needed to take a break. There's another Real Housewife of New York who decided after last night's episode and the intense episode coming up next week, she needs to take a break. I'm talking about Ebony K. Williams, guys. Ebony announced on a live, I will be taking a break from social media. This is why. After tonight's episode, I'm not saying goodbye, but I will be saying see you later by way of social media for about 2 weeks. Tonight's episode and next week's episode are really intense and they're really important, so I want you to lean into them. She's not done. Wait. There's more. The season is different. We're in a pandemic. We're in the middle of the most dynamic call to action around racial reconciliation, certainly in our generation, and we're in the heartbeat of New York City. We're doing a heavy lift here. Also added, and I'm not doing it by myself, I'm doing it with my castmates and by the support of our network. Apparently, she's trying to say that she wants to take a break from social media because she wants the viewers to have these tough conversations and debates about what they're watching on the Real Housewives of New York. But hold on, wait, again, there's more. I'm going to pull back to protect my peace because I know a lot of that conversation is rich and dynamic and important and productive. She also added, and a lot of it is going to be some bullshit. She said some of the people who live on social media and try to make other people's lives a terror or a horror, she said, I'm not here for it, and I don't condone it, pretty much. Ebony said it's not about who's right or wrong. It's about having the ability to lean in and really empathize with someone else's pain, even when you don't understand it. Now, of course, Leah responded and said, thank you so much for supporting me. She also added that Ebony will be taking a break for a little bit. And she said, sometimes this platform can be toxic AF. I'm sure it can be. You have to think these women are putting their lives out there. And again, I've said this in many other videos. When you join the Real Housewives, you don't get to dictate, what they see, what we see, what production sees. If there is something to find, they will find it. Someone will find it and they will put you on blast. So this takes a lot of just taking your wrongs and making them right, recognizing what you did wrong, recognizing why a certain thing maybe went the way it did. It's just really figuring it out as you go and having to own every single thing while you do it. I could see where this would be therapeutic and toxic. I could see that this would be a lot. And for Heather Thompson and Ebony, it obviously was. Heather said this: I get 24 hours in the day just like everyone else does. And when it came to me deciding how I wanted to spend my 24 hours, it wasn't with these girls. She also added that she felt like she had old relationships that ran deep and there was some unfinished business still. She said, maybe I felt like we could talk about it and figure it out, but I didn't really get the chance to do that. Now, she was asked in an interview about the assault, and she said, I guess you're going to have to wait and see. She also commented on the way that media sensationalizes things these days. I don't want to put words in her mouth. This is what she said. I said it the sensation of media today is really insane. She said, I mean, I'm actually in quotes on things that I've never said. She said, it's just so funny, but it's the show and it's the way of the show. But my intentions were to lean in and be a part of it. It's just something that she wasn't really able to do. She also said that never in a million years would she have thought when she did the podcast and she talked about all of her former castmates that Bravo would ever knock on her door to ask her to come back to the show. She said even had she have known that, she still wouldn't have changed a thing. She would have said everything that she said on that podcast, and she would have done it unapologetically. My relationship with LUANN was non-existent. It ended after the show, and it wasn't really there. When it came to whether or not she was going to sign a contract, or if she even did sign a contract this past season, she said no. She said that she never actually signed a contract to be a part of the show. She said that I didn't come back to the Housewives, but never say never. She's open-minded to the idea of potentially returning to the show, just not with this group of women. She, I guess, misses how it used to be. However, when it comes to Leah McSweeney being a part of the show, I don't think that there will be room for Heather Thompson at the same time. Honestly, this kind of brings me back to Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. After Brandi Glanville went after LVP and a few other cast members, they took Brandi Glanville off because the other cast members brought more to the show. So they were like, okay, right now the other women are not comfortable filming with you. It just is what it is. Sorry. Maybe in the future, if some of these cast members are not on the show, maybe then we can bring you back. But we all know what happened. She didn't come back. She came in as a friend role. They used the information that she gave them about this alleged hookup with Denise Richards, and yeah, she was booted. She wasn't even invited back to the reunion. Well, she was technically invited, and then the day of the reunion, they canceled her. But anyways, getting back to Real Housewives of New York. When it came to the Real Housewives of New York last night, again, it was such an intense episode. Leah McSweeney really was letting everyone have it. And not just that, LUANN ended up kicking Ebony out of her home. LUANN kind of flew off the handle after Ebony was letting all of the women know that she's more educated than any of them. Now, LUANN was like, do not come into my home and tell me I don't have an education. And she was trying to explain that is not what I said. I said, I am more educated. And she said, when I think of education, I think of being rich in life and traveling. And that's not what she was talking about, though. She was talking about as far as the degrees that she has and the amount of time that she spent in a university and doing what she does, she has more under her belt than any of the other women at the table. You can't take that away from her. And why are you even getting upset about that? LUANN totally flew off the handle and took this all wrong. And I'm wondering if she wanted to play into some sort of storyline a little bit to make it more interesting. But at the end of the day, she did end up kicking Ebony out of her house. So I'm curious how that's going to play out. But good for Ebony. Seriously, good for Ebony K. Williams for one, taking a break so everybody can take a moment to lean in and really digest these next two episodes, well, this past episode and next week's episode. And also good for her for standing her ground when it came to LUANN. If someone's going to talk to you and be that disrespectful, and then they say, get out of my house, I would leave too. I mean, who cares? So good for you, Ebony. We applaud you. And I think everyone is really enjoying her on the show. Guys, I want to know who your favorite cast member is this season. And also, I want to know what you think about Leah, the way that she addressed all of this Heather Thompson stuff. Was there a physical assault? Was there not? We're going to have to wait and see. Give me all of your thoughts because you guys know I read all the comments. If you haven't already, comment below. But before you go, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell because, well, you don't want to miss anything we have coming up. And with that, I'm going to take some mint tea for my throat, get my voice back to normal, and I'll see you guys so very soon. Bye, guys.
Check us out every Monday and Wednesday. Thanks for watching. Up and Adam.